Good morning, everyone. We are up here at my mom's little garden that she's got outside her house, and she called me last night and asked if I would come up and till up just part of it so she could get some of her fall gardening done. So here we are. All right, y'all. My mom just came out and showed me what she wanted done. I'm just going to do from her pear tree and apple tree right there, and then this little section right here. But y'all, she hadn't got all prettied up this morning, so she didn't want to be on YouTube. I don't blame her. She did a lot of dressing up to be able to come out here. I'll just wear any old thing. But she just didn't want to be on YouTube this morning, so that's understandable. So let's go ahead and get to it and get rototilled up what she wants. Y'all, talk about a dust bowl. All right, guys, we are back down at our lower garden. And from now on, I know we told y'all before we had a lower garden, a middle garden right here, and then we had an upper garden. Well, we have decided to just no longer use the upper garden. It's just too many weeds. It's too far away from the house. We can't keep the critters out of it and keep guard on 3 gardens. These 2 gardens, the lower garden and the middle garden, I am able to put an electric fence all the way around to keep the critters and the deer and everything else out. So that's working out really good for us. This garden here still has, I'm looking at it right now, we had the row of squash right here, which is, they're done for. So I'm going to go ahead and till that area up. It's about 5-6 foot wide from the here to the butter beans right there. The tomatoes are holding on. I'm looking at a whole bunch of green tomatoes right now. They still have blooms on them, so they're doing really good. And the other row of beans and the bell peppers, we want to get as much off of them as we can. But we have to get everything ready for our fall crop, planting cabbage and collards and broccoli, cauliflower, things like that. Some garlic, maybe some onions, possibly. So I'm going to make one pass right here, and that'll take care of here to there to the butter beans, and that will allow us to plant some cabbage and collards and stuff like that. And then I'll probably have to get the handheld rototiller and go down there because it's not wide enough. There's just one little spot. So that's our plan for the day, trying to get this garden ready for our fall garden. Alright, y'all, that filled up really good. I wanted to grind old plant matter, those squash plants and stuff like that up, so it would make more fertilizer into the soil. As y'all can probably see in the video, there's some of the okra plants bent over with some pretty big size okra on it. That is because we are letting those okra go to seed. We do seed save here, and we're letting them get big enough, mature enough for us to cut them off and take them in seed save. So there's a bunch of plants you'll see like that looks like it's just, man, what are they doing? They getting big or something like that. It is because we seed save and want to let the vegetable, fruit, whatever it is, mature to its full stage so we can seed save out of it. So like I say, that tilled up really good. I'm happy with it. I'll probably come in, me and Mikey will probably come in and plant some a row of the cabbage and a row of broccoli and some cauliflower, and I believe she has some Brussels sprouts. I can't remember what all she started from seed. She did really good from that. The plants are about 5-6 inches high now, so they're pretty much ready to be put into the ground. Saved us a lot of money just buying some seeds and her starting those versus going to buy plants from a nursery or your Lowe's or wherever you go. And you know what's in the plant, you know from when you got the seed and it started, what chemicals have been put on it, if anything. And we do not use chemicals here unless we absolutely have to. Like if we had squash bugs or the beetles getting on peas or beans or something like that, and you have to do something, we try everything we can using diatomaceous earth first. Anything before we use any chemical. That is a absolute last resort. But you can't let invasive species completely wipe out your crop neither. So you have to do something if needed. But like I say, that is a last resort here. So this garden, I'm not going to probably do anything in it, but I will take the walk behind rototiller, and I will rototiller that row down there real good, and I'll show y'all me doing that. So we can plant some other stuff in here and leave this. Crops that are still, I'm actually amazed the tomatoes are still producing. That's amazing this late in the year, because y'all, we've had some cool mornings in the 60s. So I'm actually amazed that it's hadn't completely killed over and gone for the year, but they're holding on. So we're gonna take anything we can get. Anything God provides, we are gonna accept and not waste it. So all right, let's get down there and rototiller that. And I know a lot of folks, I'm sitting here wearing my flip-flops. So I can see the comment section now. What's that boy doing out there in flip-flops? Well, y'all on a walk behind tiller, you're staying way behind it. So I don't intend on sticking my foot. Accidents happen. I know, accidents happen. Trust me. So I know. So I'm going to hit the walk behind tiller and go ahead and till that row up. I do not feel like going to put on socks and boots just for that. That's going to probably take me about 15 minutes. And I know. That's what people are going to say. That's all it takes to get hurt. I understand that. So I'm going to wear my flip-flops. My feet. Hopefully I don't lose them. So we're going to go from there. So come along with me while I wear my flip-flops and do a small amount of rototiller. And like I was saying, I wanted to say on another note, that walnut tree, we hadn't taken it down because the tomatoes and okra and peas are still here. And I'm not going to get the excavator in here because the limbs and stuff like that's going to fall. Even if I reach up and clamp them with the excavator, there's still something's going to hit, and I don't want to knock the okra down. So, and then as you see on this side, I can't go this way with it because the power lines are right overhead. So they're going to have to go towards the house, towards the puppy pen. So for me, I would love to go get the excavator right now and just rip it down and go ahead and get it out of here. But it is what it is, y'all. Y'all see that right there is a big, huge walk behind tiller, and it was doing absolutely nothing to that soil. So let's see what this does. Y'all tell me what y'all think. I would definitely call that 100 times better than what that walk behind tiller does. I couldn't even get the tiller to go into the ground, but look at that. That was perfect. I was actually thinking about getting the 7-foot tiller. Glad I didn't. That one fits actually in spaces that you would have never got a bigger tiller in there. So that's all we need. To me, that's 100 times better. That saved me a ton of work. I still love my little walk behind tiller because it fits in between little rows and stuff like that after you've got the garden set up and all your vegetables and stuff planted. But that right there, best investment by far.
Well, here it comes. We haven't had rain in weeks. The hurricane is not supposed to hit here until Tuesday. But we sure do need that rain. Everything has been so dry here. We welcome the rain, just not the heavy winds and the storm that comes along with it. Praying everything will be okay. Dark clouds moving in. A little bit of wind picking up. And it's starting to come down. So we have a lot of beans that have dried on the bush, and we are still going to use them, make sure they're all dried out, and store them up. And then we'll save some seeds off of them for next year too.
That's probably the best way to pick them. Pull them up and pull them off. Be the easiest. Taking all these to the pigs.
Yep. So nothing is going to waste. one way or another. So we ended up getting just a little bit of rain, which has helped some, but y'all saw how dry it's been up here. We hadn't had rain for weeks and everything's just been so dry. So just trying to get a head start before this hurricane comes up through, and hope and pray that we don't get a whole lot of storm damage and flooding. I know they're calling for some flooding in the Carolinas. I bet your mama was happy to get her garden prepped and ready for fall.
Yeah, I bet she was.
I know she appreciated you doing that.
Yeah, she did. I think she's already got some stuff planted now. Or starting to.
Yeah.
I don't know what she's planting though. She hadn't said anything.
We can probably throw some of these over to the cows.
Yeah. They'd like that.
Yep, the grass is starting to dry up here, so things are getting sparse already. So we will definitely be making a big hay run soon.
Yes.
So once we get all these picked and shelled, we'll have to just make sure they're still good and none of them moldy or anything like that.
Yeah.
And just let them finish drying out, then we can get them put up and just put some back for next year.
Sounds like a plan.
This garden did really good this year.
It did. Yeah, I was actually impressed. This is the first time we've used it except for watermelons when we made it.
Yeah, last year it was basically a big old watermelon patch.
So we'll get all that mulch put in here and
Rework it up.
yeah, rework it back up and get it ready.
Yeah. I know the one up there by the muscadines, it seriously needs some help over the winter this year.
Yes. We just got to take care of the grass.
Yeah, major grass weed problem up there. And you would have thought that this one would have had more of a problem.
Yeah, but I figured out
just,
what I did wrong when I cleaned it off.
What's that?
Just dug deeper and got the roots and stuff with the grass.
Yeah, this garden you actually dug it out. Dug all that. But when you dug it out too, you took a lot of good topsoil along with it.
Yeah, that was one of the trade-offs.
One of the trade-offs. That's why I say I'm just really surprised at how well it's done. But we did work it up really good over the winter time.
Yeah.
With a bunch of dead leaves and mulch and everything, and all that worked down good in the soil for this year. It really made a difference.
Yeah, it did.
Whew, it's almost bittersweet, y'all. Summer garden season is coming to an end.
You're not fooling me, not fooling anyone. Got your head in a cloud, you're delusional. In the notion of all this emotional. Best be sure, I'll be looking for something
I think we've done a lot of seed saving this year. I mean, I know that we were trying to start doing it last year or the year before. A little bit here and there. But this year, we've pretty much been able to get some good seeds up to save for next year.
Yeah, we really won't have to buy too much, if anything at all, this year.
Next year?
Next year, yeah.
Yeah, so that, honestly, if you think about it, once you start your garden, you know, you got the initial expense of you know, your seeds and getting your soil right and everything else. And, you know, you're going to have to maintain it and stay on top of things.
Yeah.
But, man, I tell you, look at the money that we're going to save next year just in seeds by doing this.
Yes.
So, you know, any way you can save and cut cost and being able to do your own, grow your own food. This is a huge cost saver right here.
Yes, it is.
Because not only did the plants provide us food for the year and food to put up for the year, it's going to provide us seed to grow for next year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because seeds, the cost of seeds, they can get expensive. And, you know, from what I understand too, we may end up seeing a seed shortage with all the tariffs and stuff like that.
Yes.
Depending on where the seeds are coming from.
And you also stand a big chance of the seeds not being worth a hoot.
Yeah.
It's just like the flu vaccine. You don't never know if they're going to work or not. They get them tested. And if they don't work, they chunk them. Then that seed's kind of in a limited supply. So the seed prices go way up on it.
Right. That's true. Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe a lot of people don't realize how much money can go into seeds.
A
You know,
lot.
I mean, when you buy a couple of $2 pack, you know, but then when you start buying $2 packs of this and $2 packs of that, and then by the time you get up to the register, you got $100 or more worth of seeds.
Yep. Yes, it definitely adds up quick.
Yes, it does. So I guess I look at it this way. I'd rather put $100 worth of feed in for the animals next year than having to put it towards seed, because we've been able to save that cost
Yeah.
doing this. And all of these seeds that we're saving from, all of these were tested.
Mm-hmm.
And they're heirloom, non-GMO. So I feel pretty confident that we'll have a good outcome next year.
Yeah, me too. That's some nice ones.
Mm-hmm. Got a lot of beans here.
Yes, we do. We got at least, it's over a bushel altogether.
So all these are dried, and we're just
Busted open.
getting the seeds out. These are pretty seeds, y'all. Those are some speckled seeds, and those came up really good for us. I saved those from last year, and they came up good. So we're going to let these finish drying out. Some of them aren't completely dry yet. We're going to let them finish drying out and store them up, and then save some for seed next year.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then save the beans dried.
Yeah, for us to eat over the winter with cornbread.
Yes.
As Hubby says. Yeah, so some of them are the green, and some are the speckled. So they're just kind of mixed in, and I'm just gonna store them up that way, and I'm gonna save them that way. This brings back memories of Grandma's again. More memories of Grandma's. I you know, I seriously, I think the reason why, you know, my mom was a single parent, so she had to work a lot because it was me and my brother, and you know, for us to do something like this, I mean, we were, first of all, a kid's not going to go out there and do something if they don't know how to do it. That's why it's important to pass on these traditions to the younger generation, because if they don't know how to do it, they're not going to do it.
No.
And it's going to get lost over time. But you know, my grandma still, I told you, still grew some like tomatoes, not like a garden. She just put stuff like in a flower beds and stuff, and grew stuff. But I really think, you know, growing up with my mom being a single parent, I just don't think she had time to do this, you know. But if she did, she would have saved a whole bunch of money at the grocery store feeding us.
Yeah.
You know, especially back then, it wasn't as expensive to get seeds and things like that.
No.
Canning jars were cheaper, seeds were cheaper, fertilizer was cheaper.
Nobody made as much money neither.
Well, yeah, that's true, but I mean, I guess it, over a period of time, I guess it evens out, but it's still, I don't, my brain can't comprehend how if you can make a hamburger at the time that your mom and dad were, you know, dating for what, 15 cents?
Yep.
And then you got all this technology that's able to do stuff. I mean, I understand, you know, I'm not playing stupid here, but in my brain, you know, you got all the technology that's taking all the jobs. Well, if you don't have people to pay and you don't have insurance and all that stuff, to me it seems like the cost should be lower.
Well,
I mean, you would think.
you would think it would, but they're leaving out. They also don't have to pay the robot. They don't have to pay health insurance for it, sick days, nothing like that. But they're leaving out that the employee only made probably like $30,000-$40,000 or something a year, where the robot costs a couple million or $1 billion to put him in. So
Yeah,
they're
that's
leaving that part out, that the robot costs a fortune to
Yeah.
replace you.
to replace you. That's true. I don't know. So maybe that's the whole part of why things are rising in cost too. They
Mm-hmm.
want us to think it's cheaper doing things through technology, but it actually ends up in the long run costing more to do it that way.
Yes, it does.
I mean, look at our society's health and stuff now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because we've just gotten so used to computers and stuff doing it. I remember when computers first came out, and of course I was working behind a desk job and doing typing. We don't have the
Y'all, but
we didn't have the microphone thing plugged in. I hope it picked up our conversation while we were sitting here already. But you know, working behind the desk, typing and doing like secretarial stuff and everything, and you know, having to fill out paperwork and file it away and stuff. And then computers came out. You know, my first thought on them was it wasn't saving nobody a lick of time, because you ended up having to do it twice. You had to do it on the computer and like a hard copy.
yeah,
You know? So that was when they first came out with all the computers. Now everybody and their brother and sisters got home computers.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have home computers growing up.
Mm-hmm.
I still remember having to get up off the couch and actually physically get up and change the TV channel or move the antenna so the picture would come in good. And then everybody had tinfoil on the antennas to
Yes,
get better
I remember that
reception. Now we got all this stuff up in space. And to me, that don't make sense either. What are they going to do if it gets out of orbit? You know? but they want us to believe that, you know,
So
something's supposed to hit the earth. How do we know it's not going to be a satellite that they put up in the air?
There's enough of them up there. Yeah, they
Yes.
get out of orbit. They just wouldn't say nothing to you. What they do is just raise your satellite bill or whatever $1, $2 a month, because it costs them $1 trillion to fly a spaceship up there and readjust it or fix it.
Yeah, that's true.
But all this technology, y'all, I will tell you, it ain't worth a hoot, because if you pay attention, you see all the time people trying to get like places like Legacy Box and all these places to try to get you to turn your old VHS tapes into CDs, or not CDs, whatever the next thing is. I don't even know what the next thing is past CDs, hard drives or whatever.
I don't either.
Well, the pictures have been here. I still have pictures that my grandmama's mama had. I mean, all the way back when they had the first cameras and everything, where you had to get up under the little thing and
Cover.
take the picture,
The
and the
photographer
poof,
did,
a
yeah.
pile of coal went off. I mean, we got pictures that far back, and they're still here. We still have those pictures.
Physical pictures, yes.
But now all this technology, it went from VHS tapes to CDs to flash drives and this chip and that chip, and all that stuff's fading out, and it ain't no good no more, and all your stuff's on it. And try finding a VCR to be able to play your VHS tape, or even DVD players are getting phased out now, where you can't even play if you record it on DVDs.
Yeah.
So it won't be long before whatever they're charging you a fortune to take your original old black and white pictures and put them on, that's going to be phased out too, and won't be worth a hoot for nothing.
Yeah.
So the chickens are going at it.
Yeah. They enjoy their yard time.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. I don't know. Honestly, I just think all this stuff just makes things more complicated.
It is.
And it makes life more stressful to me. You know,
It does.
you don't have time to just slow down, because everybody's gotten so used to everything being such an instant at their fingertips now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's caused people to learn how to be impatient,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And I think about it. Like, when you actually had to wait for something to come in the mail, I mean, there's no excitement or anticipation in anything anymore. Now it's like it's expected then,
Mm-hmm.
like yesterday. And if it wasn't, then, I mean,
Yep.
the arguments that arise, and just, I don't know.
It's crazy. Technology, I don't see technology doing anything any good, because they're using it in the wrong areas from what I think they should use it for.
Mm-hmm.
I think it should be into medical research and helping people with like cancer and just stuff like that, dementia stuff, not the stuff that
Well,
they're using it for. They're
I
using
can
it for the
guarantee you
wrong.
that they probably have cures for all that stuff a long,
Yes.
long time ago.
Yes, but what does the government say? Well, who
The
said?
pharmaceutical companies make money off of
Yes.
sick people.
There's
doctors
no
and-
money in healthy people, y'all.
Nope. There sure isn't.
Remember that.
Yep. And there's no money in there for lawyers if people aren't suing each other over the craziest stuff.
That's the one that's driving me the most nuts. Every time you turn a TV on, every time you drive down the road, every billboard is nothing but this lawyer, this lawyer, this lawyer, and how much they got, $500,000 and this and that. And I'm like, okay, so you sleep good at night knowing you
If
give
you
somebody
call this
over.
lawyer, they won $1 million in their last case.
Mm-hmm.
But people don't seem to understand that the lawyers got most of that money. They ended up with hardly nothing out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But people seem to think that they're gonna get rich quick over a simple accident anymore.
Yes, and most of them go out and try to cause the accident.
Yeah.
That's the problem. People are seeing this and deliberately slam on brakes so you run into them, or just whatever, so they can get money because they don't want to work.
Yeah.
It's a messed up world.
Yeah, it is. I don't know. It's just hard to comprehend because I guess our generation was the last generation that grew up not having to deal with all that.
Yeah.
You know? And I can't imagine where things are going for our kids and their kids. You know? We just got to stay grounded.
Mm-hmm.
With all the craziness around us. You got to
Yes.
stay grounded.
Yeah.
I see dark clouds over that way.
Yeah. We picking up some of the rain from that tropical storm and hurricane that's forming. What is it, 11? I can't even remember what it is.
I don't know, because these two that are coming up
One's in like
our coaster.
from Florida, the
weird
tip
names.
of Florida down like the Gulf of Mexico on this side of Florida, on South
The
Carolina.
Gulf of America.
Gulf of America. It's coming up there, and then the other one's coming straight in at an angle towards like North Carolina and stuff like that. But
Yeah, they're saying that one's going to go back out.
that one's going to turn out. But
Yeah, and they're saying that
wind's picking up too.
this one that's supposed to come our ways probably going to cause some pretty bad flooding.
Yeah. I'm on call right now for storm response and stuff like that, so we have to go if it looks like it's gonna do anything. I'll be driving down to Charleston, Myrtle Beach, Edisto Island, anything like that, and having to take and pull emergency generators and storm trailers and everything like that for the company. So
Yeah. Yeah, the wind's starting to pick up.
mm-hmm.
It's starting to get dark. I'm glad that we
Yep.
got these up before that comes through.
Yeah. Oh, I did see something. If you see one that's dark like that, they said
yeah.
throw it away.
Yeah. We'll have to kind of look back through.
Yeah.
That one's dark, but
Mm-hmm.
throw it away.
I don't think it's the bean. I was talking about the hull,
Oh.
if they got moldy on them,
Oh yeah, yeah.
because the bean's probably
Yeah,
moldy
you don't
too.
want to keep anything that's got molded on it.
No.
If it's questionable, just throw it away.
Yeah. I tell you this, them pigs, I took all them pigs, them bell pepper plants, and all the peas, and the cows ate peas, and man, everybody got happy with that. They was,
Yeah. Got some happy animals today.
yes.
It's actually kind of fun
Yeah, it's relaxing.
just to sit on the porch and enjoy the afternoon, watch the animals.
Mm-hmm. I remember sitting on this very porch with Nana and Poppy and shelling. She'd go to the farmer's market, and that's what everybody does. I think even your grandma done.
Yeah, and that's what I was getting to my point, and I got sidetracked as always.
And,
Started rambling.
I
on
thought you
something
were.
else.
But everybody around here, our South Carolina Farmers Market was right at William Bryce Stadium, right there beside our fairgrounds. And they moved it about, I don't know, it's probably been about 10 years ago now. But everybody and his mama would go there, and they would get bushel bags of string beans.
Yes. That was my
peas.
grandma.
Yeah, and that's what my grandma done. They'd go get them, and we'd always find somebody down here in the wind's picking up, blowing stuff off the tables.
Yeah, it is.
We'd go down here to the local farmers and stuff, and they would sell us peanuts and stuff out of the field and corn, and we would bring it here. And mine and my cousin's job, we would sit here and skin the corn off, make cream corn off the cobs. And my mom and my grandma and my aunt Lucy would always sit here and they'd be shelling and snapping the beans or peas or whatever it was that they got.
Yeah.
And we would always have fun. We'd sometimes do like supper. My grandma would cook something for supper. And we'd go up there with the old ice cream churn right in our driveway on the thing and make homemade ice cream. And we had one of the ones you had to sit there and whine. And me and all my cousins would take turns with that thing.
Yeah. That was, I'm sure, a lot of fun for y'all.
Yes, I was so happy when they bought one that had a motor on it.
My memory, oh yeah. My memories of anything farming was just shelling peas at my grandma's when she'd buy the big old bushels.
Yeah, but she taught you how to sew and stuff. She made like quilts and stuff like that. So.
Well, no, she didn't teach me how to sew that stuff. I was young though.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? She was kind of up in age whenever I was just a young thing. So I don't know. I mean, I remember sitting down beside and playing with like her scraps when she was sewing.
And she made your Barbie doll clothes.
Yeah, she made my Barbie doll clothes now. She could crochet a lot of stuff too.
Yeah, my mama does that. My daddy calls it poking holes in cloth. She'd sit up there and, oh, y'all, she'd do the, what do you call the thing with you got the wooden ring in the cloth, the cross stitch?
Oh, yeah.
Cross stitching, she'd do cross stitching, she'd do crocheting, she'd do, or needlework, whatever you ladies like to call it. She'd do all that stuff. Used to try my daddy nuts. She'd sit there for hours and sit there and...
Well, she still does it.
Yes.
All the time.
Yeah, she makes the nicest beanie hats.
And Afghans and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
So,
she goes up there and...
I go through and raid the box of beanie hats every year. And every single one of them, I'm like, oh, I like this one. Oh, I like this one.
Yeah,
I'd take them all if I could.
Yeah. I'm hot-natured. I don't really like wearing them because they make me sweat.
Turned out to be a decent day.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it did. And I can tell y'all something. Yeah. I can tell when it's going to rain around here. Because let me tell you, them cows have some kind of, they just know when that barometric pressure drops or something drops and it's about the rain.
They're behind us. They're heading to the gate to go up to the barn.
They go up to the barn and within usually somewhere between 10 to 30 minutes after they head up to that barn, it's going to start raining.
Yeah.
Animals are smart, and if you pay attention to animals, like, you know you're going to have a bad winter. I don't care what other people say. I don't care what anybody says. You read this sign, you read that sign, but you pay attention to the animals and you start seeing squirrels really scurrying around, stirring nuts. You see piling food up more than they normally would. You know you're going to have a rough winter because animals know.
Yeah, they do.
People guess, animals know. Like right now with this hurricane and the tropical storm that's coming, you would think, like you were saying earlier, I think I can't remember if you said it on camera or off, but with all this technology that we've got now, and they can read the date on a dime from outer space with a satellite and all this stuff, they can't tell what a storm's going to do or nothing to prepare anybody. It brings back memories of Helene, how that came through there, and nobody was even warned. It makes you wonder on that. I ain't going to get into that, but
yeah,
it makes you wonder.
It's a little questionable.
I don't like hurricanes and tornadoes for the sole reason people get hurt and people lose their property and stuff gets destroyed and stuff. I don't like them. But like I say, I have to work during them. I can still remember Helene and having to go up in Aiken, South Carolina, and all the work we was having to do up there for them, and up into Georgia and North Carolina, stuff I was having to take, truckloads of water and generators, fuel, and I was driving sometimes 300 and 400 or 500 miles a day, just going up there because there was no power. They didn't have no fuel. They didn't have nothing up in like Aiken, and I was taking gas cans up there and fuel tanks and filling up generators and stuff like that for tower sites and stuff, and I would have to drive all the way back to Columbia or getting into Columbia to be even able to find power. And our daughters, two of our daughters, they lost power. They was up in Greenville, and they lost their power for a week and something.
Oh, it was longer than that.
Yeah, I mean, there was absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
And fortunately, they were smart enough they actually had a little bit of food put up.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And the good thing about it is too, we took the kids camping a lot when they were younger, so they knew from being young, you know, how to deal with not having electricity or running water just from our camping trips, you know, and what to do. So
camping's good as long as you don't take everything but the kitchen sink. If you take everything but the kitchen sink,
what's the point?
Exactly, and that's not teaching or helping anybody. Yeah, it's a luxury. It's nice. I ain't gonna sit there and lie and say, yeah, taking everybody's got the camping chair, which is fine, but you're taking generators and TVs and this and air mattresses and all that. Well,
Oh, I'm not going to complain about the air mattress.
No.
But we would go tent camping, y'all. And I miss it so much. I know I say that all the time.
Yeah.
But
and let me, before she says that, now let me tell you, the camper, we hadn't even been camping in the camper. I bought the camper because we're just getting up there in years, and it would be nicer to be able to go sleep on a mattress and not wake up the next morning feeling every little pebble or rock or stick or root that was up under the sleeping bag in the tent. And we was just tent camping. That's all we done up to about 3 years ago when I bought the camper, and we got all these animals and stuff like that. And we have not used the camper, and we have not been able to go camping since.
no. Maybe one day it'll put to use for something. But yeah, I miss tent camping. But
Never-
it was nice to just not have to deal with cell phone or TV. And you know, you would think that you just go stir crazy.
You know.
You know, but you find so much enjoyment and peace just sitting and being able to relax, not all the noise and distractions.
Yeah. I don't miss my cell phone at all, y'all. It's driving. When I come home, you can ask her. When I come home, I'm off on Fridays. When I come home, I throw that phone on the thing, and I don't want to see it again. It's usually dead come Sunday night when I got to, charge it up before I go back to work. And now I'm having to keep it sitting right here because I'm on call, sitting somewhere right here.
Yeah.
And I do not like cell phones. I don't like none of that stuff. I could go. She actually spoiled me because I used to come home and you wouldn't see me till it was pitch black dark and time to come in for supper. And she used to get me, well, come on in and see us before you go to bed. And I'd come in, and I started coming in and started sitting around on the couch watching TV and stuff like that. And I don't like that. I'm used to staying outside till it's pitch black dark. You come in, you eat some supper, you take a bath and relax a little bit, and you go to bed and start it all over again.
Yeah. Well, you got your dad's work ethic.
Yeah.
Y'all got to, have something to do.
Yes. Yes, I don't like sitting idle, no.
No. But, I mean, that's just the mentality, too, that every man should have, is you're taking care of your family, and you're doing what you have to do to provide for your family.
Yes.
And I know that there's days that you come home, and I'm sure your dad was the same way, just completely exhausted, but you keep going. And
yeah, I watched my dad come home from working a 12-hour shift and have to turn right back around and get in the car and drive back to work and work another 13, 14 hours.
Yeah.
Yep, done that a many a time.
Well, hubby, we about halfway done.
Yes, with one bucket.
Oh, yeah.
We still got 2 other buckets over there.
Oh,
Look at there, y'all. She was getting excited. That's just the last bucket we picked.
Can y'all see that? So we're getting beans.
Got a bunch.
Yeah, we're getting there. So yeah, two more buckets full. We'll have plenty of beans for the year.
Yeah, this one wasn't even. This one was full, wasn't it?
I think so. But anyway, well, I'm sure they don't want to sit here and watch us shell beans
No, I'm sure.
for too much longer. So anyway, I guess we need to wrap this one up. And if anybody's in the path of these storms that are coming through, just know that you're in our thoughts and prayers. And y'all keep us in your thoughts and prayers as well. Hopefully we all come out of it good.
Yeah.
And no damage or anything like that. It'd be nice
Yeah.
if it would just go on out to sea, both of them, and
Yes, it would.
not affect any of us. So,
Yes.
but we hope that all of you are safe and y'all take care.
God bless.
God bless.
In this simple life, we have it all.
Y'all come back and see us soon.